Hi, today I'm going to explain the warning system of Staff++. I'm going to go over the configuration that is needed to make this warning system work, and I'll also explain the main differences between the old Staff+ plugin and the new Staff++ plugin. So let's get started. I've opened up two configuration files. On the right side I have my old configuration, on the left side I have the new configuration. So when we go into the warnings module, you can see that in the old configuration we have a maximum and a ban command property. Those two properties can be removed in the new configuration. This is because we do not support the old way of configuring automatic bans anymore. So this will be removed. But we do still support a feature. You just have to configure it differently. So in the new configuration, you can see that we've added two main properties, which are the severity levels and the thresholds. So to explain what the severity levels are, I'll go into game. So here we are in game. And I'm gonna execute the warn command. So when you do warn, you'll see that you have a warn and a warrants. So the warrants is the management command to clear or get warnings from a certain player. So I can get warnings from my man. My man is currently not online, but I can still get his warnings. And we have the warn command. So the warn command, you'll notice the difference with Staff Plus. The first auto-completed list is not the list of players, but it's the list of severity levels. So I can warn a player with certain severity levels. I have configured critical, major, and minor in my case, but you can configure whatever levels you want. You can call them stealing or griefing or bullying. Yeah, you can define them whatever you want. You add it to a warning to indicate how severe a warning is. So I've named them major, minor, and critical. So if I give my player, my man, a minor warning, you can see that he now has one warning, and in the list of warnings at the end, the severity level and the score that's linked to the severity level is shown. So now why is this important? If you go back to the configuration, you will see that this is important because when we can define thresholds which use the same score as the severity levels above to define certain actions. So when the threshold is reached. So I've defined two thresholds. So the first one is when a player reaches a total score of 3, the actions configured here will be executed. So in this case, when a player reaches a total score of 3, and a total score is calculated based on all the warnings that the player has, he will be frozen. So to demonstrate that, I will give my player another. No, I'm gonna do 2 more minor warnings. So give him. I'm gonna give him another minor warning, which is his third warning. And yeah, now when I list his warnings, you can see he has 3 minor warnings, which adds up to a total score of 3. So now he has reached the configuration threshold of 3, and he will be frozen. So this is the action that gets executed once the threshold is reached. Now you will see that the player is not online, so he can't be frozen. The frozen command only works on online players. So to support thresholds for offline players, you can define a run strategy together with your command. Okay, so for the freeze command, I have defined a run strategy of delay. A delay run strategy means that if the player is online, execute the command immediately. If the player is offline, execute the command upon next login of the player. So this is perfect for the freeze command since it won't work if you would execute immediately when the player is offline. So we define it as delay. So if the player is online, execute immediately. If he is not, delayed until he comes online. So that's what that means. So I'm going to show you what that what that looks like, I'm going to log in with the second player. And you will see, well, he gets teleported immediately to our jail location. Okay, just he gets teleported immediately to our jail location, and he's frozen. So I'm just gonna unfreeze him. So now he can run around again. I'm gonna just place him to the side, right here. There. So his total warnings are now on, still have a score of 3. So once you reach a threshold, of course the warnings aren't reset, or your score is not reset. You still have a total score of 3. So this also means that if I give him another minor warning, his total score will be 4 and he will be jailed immediately again. So once you reach a certain threshold, every warning you receive from that point on will trigger the threshold until you reach a higher threshold. So you get punished more severely if you reach a threshold once. So to demonstrate that, I can just give him another minor warning. And again, he gets jailed and frozen. So yeah, so that's how it works. So I'm gonna unfreeze him. So his total score is now 4. So the next thing in the configuration that we have defined is a threshold of 6. So once he reaches 6, he will be banned completely, and the run strategy in this case is always, which means either if he is online or offline, the ban command will always be executed. So a ban is executed immediately because it can be executed on offline players, which the freeze command can't. We also have one more, which is online, which means only execute command if the player is online, otherwise do not execute the command. So yeah, those are the 3 strategies. They are documented on the wiki on GitHub, so you can check that out. And to demonstrate this, I'm going to give my player a major warning. Major warnings have a score of 3, so he will reach the threshold of 6. And there he goes. He's banned because the threshold was reached. So since it's always, the ban command is executed immediately. So yeah, this is kind of the warning system that has been implemented. So the combination of severity levels and thresholds gives us a very flexible system to punish players based on how many warnings they have, how severe a warning is. Yeah, so you probably want to play around a bit with the severity levels and the thresholds. A more detailed explanation is documented on the GitHub, so do check that out. Yeah, so and that's kind of it. Have a nice day.